This is ABC 15 Mornings.
Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is out of power. This is after a daring U.S. operation. So we detail what comes next for the ousted president and his upcoming criminal trial. Plus, many expressing mixed feelings about the controversial leader following yesterday's events. So we speak to those in the valley about what they think about their homeland's future. And yes, we've had a year of division. We've had plenty of tragedies that we've covered, but there's also lots of hope and triumph. We've got a recap of the moments that uplifted Arizona throughout 2025. And there's plenty of them. We'll get to those here in a matter of moments, right? And thank you so much for joining us on ABC 15 Weekend Mornings. I'm Jordan Bonke, and we continue to monitor the fallout of the United States operation in Venezuela. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is out of power, and he faces a 25-year conspiracy indictment accusing him of flooding the United States with cocaine and corrupting his own country. So Maduro is expected to make his first court appearance here in the coming days. Here's ABC's Lionel Moise with the details.
This morning, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife are waking up in a New York City detention center. They were captured by U.S. forces and landed Saturday evening at Stewart Airport in Orange County, New York, escorted off the plane by more than a dozen federal agents. NYPD blocking off streets as a heavy security motorcade carrying Maduro made its way to the Manhattan Detention Center. President Trump announcing his capture Saturday, posting this picture showing the Venezuelan leader in U.S. custody. According to two sources, the military operation was carried out by the Army's Delta Force after the CIA identified the leader's precise location.
Over the course of the night, aircraft began launching from 20 different bases on land and sea across the Western Hemisphere. In total, more than 150 aircraft, bombers, fighters, intelligence, reconnaissance, surveillance, rotary wing were in the air last night.
The president now saying the U.S. will run Venezuela until there can be a transition of power, and also says he has not ruled out boots on the ground.
Are you saying that Secretary Hegseth and Rubio are going to be running Venezuela, and will you be sending in U.S. military troops to provide?
Team that's working with the people of Venezuela to make sure that we have Venezuela right. Because for us to just leave, who's going to take over? I mean, there is nobody to take over.
Venezuela's vice president demanding the immediate release of Maduro and his wife, saying Venezuela has a duty to safeguard its sovereignty that has been attacked. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says Congress was not notified prior to the mission, saying doing so would have, quote, endangered the mission. On Capitol Hill, at least 4 House Republicans releasing statements criticizing this military operation in Venezuela. Democrat leaders in both the House and Senate are calling for an immediate briefing for the Gang of Eight and a full briefing for all members of Congress next week. Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
We're going to have more of an update on Venezuela and what happens next coming up in our half hour. Until then, this is a quick look outside. We're about an hour and a half away, rather, until sunrise. A nice start to the morning right now. Typically 55 degrees or so. We are going to be a little bit above that seasonal average today. Let's take a quick look at that forecast right now. There it is. Where we would be typically at 66 and where we're going to be at today is a high of 72 degrees, which is a pretty nice day all in all. Nowhere near that high back in 27. We were in the 80s. We'll get to that, I'm sure, here in the coming months. But until then, 72 degrees in Phoenix, 57 up Sedona, 51 in Page. We're actually talking about snow in the forecast later this week, but we'll call it seasonal 60s because there are a lot of Sundays where I've stood here and I said, man, we're way above average. I'd like to be below average. I really like these cooler temps, knowing that we're probably going to hit triple digits here in the coming months. But with that, we'll take these 60 degrees. Until then, talk about some rain chances definitely for the high country this week and some minimal ones here in the valley. Let's get to your headlines. ABC 15, we're continuing to work to learn more about a shooting on a Maricopa Casa Grande highway. These officers were called just after 7 o'clock yesterday for reports of shots near Russell Road. That's where they found 2 adults hurt in a vehicle. One person suffered minor injuries while the other was rushed to the hospital with more serious injuries. Investigators believe road rage may have led up to this shooting. And a teenage boy is in the hospital with serious injuries after a shooting in Phoenix. Officers in the area of 7th Street and Roosevelt, they heard gunshots around 10:20 p.m. This is on Friday night, and this is the area where First Friday takes place. Investigators say that they found a juvenile male with at least one gunshot. The teen was transported to a nearby hospital with serious injuries. It's unclear right now what led up to the shooting. We will follow up once we get an update from police. We're looking ahead now. The Arizona legislature, they'll convene on January 12th. That's 1 week from tomorrow. Democrats and Republicans say that they'll be focusing on one big thing that's making life more affordable for Arizonans. So Governor Katie Hobbs, she agrees and is proposing middle-class tax cuts.
My middle class tax cut package is one way that we're looking to do that. I'm looking forward to working across the aisle as soon as session starts to get that enacted and get those tax cuts for the majority of Arizonans.
Republicans are also expected to propose tax relief. Lawmakers have already filed more than 200 bills. So Republicans, they're pushing for several ballot measures. These are on topics like red light cameras and early voting. If passed, those go directly to the voters, and they can't be vetoed by the governor. We'll be keeping an eye on the legislature as it starts next Monday. ABC 15 is also following up as Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs increases the daily rate for families with foster children. So this is a story that ABC 15's anchor Kaylee O'Kelly has done some extensive reporting on, and we told you about last month. So depending on the level of care, the average rate could increase to about $1,700 a month. That can make a big difference. That's $1,700 per month per child ages 6 and up. Advocates say this will fill an important need as we see the number of foster homes drop across Arizona.
So that everybody's not saying, oh, I can barely make it myself, much less take another child.
We need brave people because we do not have enough homes.
And the governor's goal is to recruit and retain more foster families and lower the use of group homes. A lot of conversation about group homes last year. There are about 7,600 Arizona children in foster care. The Department of Child Safety says there are only about 3,000 licensed foster families. All right, we're turning our attention to one of the saddest stories in the NFL, and that's our beloved Arizona Cardinals. This is the last regular season of the NFL. Last regular season, listen to me. Last day of the regular season in the NFL. And last night on ABC 15, Seahawks and the 49ers battled to the NFC's top seed. Well, the 11-win LA Rams, they're poised for a playoff run, and the Cardinals, they find themselves in an all too familiar position, looking up at the rest of the division. The 3-win Cardinals, they one of those wins against the Cowboys. That was very satisfying. They're staring down a franchise worst 14th loss this afternoon. That'll be in LA. You can almost book it, right? And after starting the season 2-0 with Kyler Murray, which seems like a lifetime ago, the Cardinals have lost 13 of their last 14 games, including 8 straight by an average of more than 2 touchdowns. This one is reflective on the locker room. A 28-point loss to the Rams in Week 14 is their worst during this stretch. So there's lots of questions surrounding the future direction of the Cardinals. Where do they draft? What's the future for Jonathan Gannon? Jonathan Gannon's been asked about his future for a while now and has faced some many questions. Listen to the tone for head coach Jonathan Gannon.
Do you expect to be sitting in that chair a week from today?
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
I have confidence in myself.
Have you been told that you're safe for next year?
I'm not going to get into all that, Josh, but I feel good. It's a healthy blend of being focused on what I got to do today. Obviously, the Rams going there, and then a little bit of forward thinking, you know, as you're evaluating everything. But the first changes will be made will be looking at myself.
Tough to stay motivated with a record like that. Elsewhere, you know, we're in Phoenix. Some brighter news. The Suns, they'll be taking on the very tough defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder at home tonight. They got a sweet giveaway, too. The first 5,000 fans, they make it out to the Mortgage Matchup Arena to get that Gorilla bucket hat. They celebrate the Gorilla's birthday. The Gorilla and their birthday, very significant. Take a look at the history. It's part of Mascot Madness, which also includes games, activities, and competitions. The team also offering a $20 credit on concessions and merch if you purchase their family night ticket offer. They're always finding good ways for you to save a buck and catch the Suns over there at Mortgage Matchup Arena. As we begin the new year, hey, let's hit pause on some of these headlines that divide us, and let's turn up the stories that brought us together. From small acts of kindness to the big moments of heart, 2025 was full of neighbors lifting each other up across the valley. ABC 15's Cameron Pullum, he looks back on a year that was Uplifting Arizona.
You guys hungry? Thirsty a little bit?
This year, Uplifting Arizona didn't live in headlines, it lived in moments.
It made my day like 20 times better.
In quiet corners where friendship benches reminded students they're never alone. In neighborhoods where a nearly 100-year-old senior is still hand-delivering hundreds of dog treats daily to community pets decades later.
He brightens everybody's day.
Yeah.
We watched educators do anything for their students, from fundraising every dollar to build a piano lab, making sure music reached students who'd never touched a key, to a principal sleeping on a roof to prove math could be fun.
They really loved it, and it helps, so much when kids are excited about learning.
Young people blew us away, teens stepping up to teach CPR to kids, others delivering booties to homeless pets.
And I'm Milton Renshaw, also one of your student body presidents.
They made history too, with special needs students winning school elections and a blind barrel racer trusting the bond, not the sightline. And 6 women in their 80s and 90s still playing Monday Night Poker together after 50 years gave us an important lesson on lasting friendship.
I don't care if I go home with no money in my can. I just had a great time every time I come.
I just want to thank you.
When SNAP benefits were delayed, restaurants like Rigatoni's opened their doors, handing out free family meals. Neighborhoods built pop-up pantries, communities filling the gaps together.
Take what you need, leave what you can, says it all.
Shh, don't tell anybody, okay?
There were visits to hospitals from superheroes and neighbors who answered the call when tragedy unexpectedly struck. A show of compassion without conditions.
Can't say thank you enough. I mean, the gratitude, you can't find the words.
No, 2025 wasn't perfect, but it was generous. And if these stories taught us anything, it's that Uplifting Arizona isn't a segment, it's who we are.
Mission complete, yep.
I'm Cameron Pullum, ABC 15, Arizona.
Yeah, we cover some of the important news. We can also cover plenty of hope in our community. There's going to be hope today on the horizon as the sun is coming up on a brand new day. Come on back. We got a full forecast in a matter of moments.
I'm investigator Ann Ryman. A new state law gives thousands of retired Arizona firefighters and police officers access to expanded cancer benefits.
The smoke is very, very toxic.
Brian Moore is a Phoenix fire captain who knows the risks of the job.
The risk of cancer in firefighting is substantial.
Because firefighters face a higher risk of cancer, Moore helps other firefighters with their cancer claims, including when they retire.
If you talk to retired firefighters who haven't had cancer, they're kind of walking around thinking about a time bomb. They don't know when it's going to happen. When's their number going to be up? And that's a big worry for all retired firefighters.
As of January 1st, a new law significantly expands the state's cancer insurance program.
This is a significant change, correct?
Oh, absolutely. It's huge.
Here's how it works. Before this change, cancer insurance coverage for retirees who were never diagnosed with cancer would expire at a certain period, based on how long they worked. Now, coverage can continue indefinitely. Retirees just need to pay the insurance premium, currently less than $200 per year.
It's a relatively low-cost plan. It's something that can certainly help them in a really difficult time.
The program provides tax-free benefits if retirees are diagnosed with cancer, up to a lifetime maximum of $100,000.
It doesn't completely cover all the cancer treatment that's necessary. It's more of a small financial benefit and reimbursement type program.
The state's public safety personnel retirement system runs the program. It estimates 7,500 retirees across Arizona are eligible. The agency says it will contact them directly about the change.
We're going to make a full court press to make sure all the retirees are aware of this.
This cancer insurance program also applies to retired police officers and some retired correctional officers. We have full details on our website at ABC15.com. I'm investigator Ann Ryman, ABC15 Arizona.
There have been days where I've stood here and we've talked about, hey, it's a little above average. Not this week. We're looking at seasonal temperatures outside of today, which is just a hair above those seasonal temperatures. We do have rain and snow chances to talk about. Minimal for the valley, a little bit more confidence for our friends in the high country above 6,500 feet in elevation, maybe even some snow up there. More storms on track this week, potentially. Only constant is change here, gang. Highs in the 60s. We'll take it. That sounds like a good day all in all. It's going to be nice out there, just a little bit above average, 72 degrees as we take one good quick look at the radar. We do have an air quality watch before I get all of that. See, I got ahead of myself. I don't even know what slides I'm in right now. Okay, because of the fireworks that we had over the weekend, this time last year we were talking about some of the worst air quality, January 1, 2025. Worst air quality in the country, third worst in the world. Because of the rain and the wind that we had much improved air quality for us this year. And, you know, the air quality folks will say, hey, leave it to the professionals. If you are out and about, you have elevated levels start of the morning and then at the end of the day as well. Those cars that'll be traveling around the community does a number on our air quality. So just keep that in mind if you're doing really excessive outdoor work, whether it's high cardio, anybody with COPD, upper respiratory issues, just something to keep in mind. Here's our future cast here. And what I wanted to point to your attention is Monday at 11 o'clock, folks that are north of 7,000 feet in elevation, you can see it right there. So I'm trying to move my finger the right way. Which way does it go? This way? There it is. That one. That's where you're seeing a little bit of snow in the high country. So good for them. This pressure, this low pressure system right now, it's a little dip in the jet stream. Doesn't have a whole lot of confidence on what it means for us here in Arizona. But here we are Wednesday. This is Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And you can see some of the cloud coverage. It's just south of us here Thursday at 5 a.m. And you're seeing it's going to be at the southeast part of our state that's seeing some of that moisture. So this could all change here as these models continue to develop as the week goes on. But right now it looks like a 20% chance of rain for our community before another low comes closer to us north, and that's Sunday at 7 o'clock. So 1 week from today, we could be talking about some cooler temps. Let's hope that's the case. 72 today. Find you a state like Arizona where it's really nice right here in the central part. State 48, 72 degrees, but you can also go snowing where there's plenty of snow in the forecast. I shouldn't say plenty of snow, but there's plenty of snow on the ground at some of those 2 ski resorts in Flagstaff and then out east over at Sunrise as well. Overnight, some freezing temperatures to make you aware of. That's 28 in the Grand Canyon. You got 29 in Flagstaff, 26 in Window Rock. Not quite freezing in Show Low, but right at the mark in Heber at 32 as well. And a good morning to our friends. 51 in Deer Valley, 50 in Peoria, 49 in Glendale, 52 in Fountain Hills, where every 15 minutes there's that fountain that shoots off. I shouldn't say every 15 minutes. It would be the first 15 minutes of the hour. Okay, here's our 7-day. Take a quick look. Today, warmest day of the week at 72, which is a really nice, I will take it. And then the rain chances return midweek. Lows in the 50s and right as we dip down into the 40s. So we're colder as the week goes on. That's great news for us. Flagstaff looks like rain chances are at our best Monday and then returning again on Thursday. But those lows down into 10 degrees, 12 degrees into next weekend for the high country. So we'll be keeping an eye on what those models do for our precipitation, both in the high country and then here in the valley. They're kind of dwindling here in the valley. But if you are out and about and you are going to go get back on your schedule, make sure you are staying kind to one another. Thanks again for watching ABC 15.
George and Connie Lopez were in their backyard New Year's Eve night when they heard gunshots.
And all of a sudden, we just heard a bunch of bullets, and we were like scared because they got to come down.
It was coming from next door. El Mirage police say their gunshot detection system alerted officers to shots fired on North El Frio Street around 7:30 p.m. Officers responded to the Lopez home first.
Put the spotlights here at my house, and I just came out with my hands up, and I said, it wasn't me.
Police then went next door. They found 8 spent shell casings in the yard. With a search warrant, they recovered multiple firearms and 500 rounds of ammunition. 69-year-old Guadalupe Alvarez was arrested for unlawfully discharging a firearm violating Shannon's Law. A 62-year-old woman was also arrested for refusing to identify herself during the investigation. In Arizona, Shannon's Law makes it a felony to fire a gun within city or town limits. It's named after 14-year-old Shannon Smith, killed by a stray bullet in 1999.
We heard about the Shannon's Law, and it's, very important to our lives,
Police across the valley responded to multiple shots fired calls New Year's Eve. Scottsdale had 3 calls. Goodyear had 3, including one where police impounded a rifle. Apache Junction and Buckeye each made an arrest for unlawful shooting. Police remind people to only shoot at designated ranges, saying firing into the air can be deadly. The Lopezes say they stayed home New Year's Eve to avoid trouble.
We stay home because there's a lot of crazy stuff going out there. Every day you hear it in the news. So my wife said, let's just stay home. Let's just stay home and relax. And then it happened here, like, whoa.
Right next door. It was the scariest part ever.
In El Mirage, Jane Caffrey, ABC15, Arizona.
After weeks of holiday parties and big holiday meals, it might be time for a food budget reset in the new year to help both your waistline and your wallet.
Here at the ETC market, grocery shoppers say they plan to cut back in the new year. The Denham family is already tightening its budget.
I probably will cut back on food and continue to not drink much in January.
We typically do a dry January as well, cutting back on some of the sweets and the heavier foods.
Erica Turnbull plans to dine out less.
Start buying more like whole foods and less eating out. I'm going to try.
For do's and don'ts at the grocery store, we asked a trio of retail and consumer experts for their grocery fails and what to do instead. The first,
buying too many premium products that don't need to be premium.
Instead, opt for high-quality store brands.
Where you're getting, again, the same product, ideally the same quality, but you just don't have the brand on it.
Next, overdoing it at warehouse clubs.
I think it's going to the Costco or the Sam's Club and just overbuying, and they end up throwing a bunch of it away.
Lastly,
shopping inside of the aisles as opposed to shopping the perimeter. And so that is going to be where you're going to get the most bang for your buck, your vegetables, your proteins.
Other methods for saving: plan your meals around what's on sale. Don't just shop at eye level. Download your store's app for exclusive savings and use leftovers to stretch your budget.
I am on the precipice of my 50th year on Earth, so I want to get in shape and I want to be the best version of myself that I can be.
A little reset in January will lower your food budget and keep resolutions on track so you don't waste your money. John Mattery, Scripps News Group.